Food for thought. There is a difference between giving up and giving in. When I think of giving in, I imagine it as accepting fate, accepting the things that you can't control, but also accepting the things that you can control. And that is a hard revelation to have. That is so hard to understand and to see the bigger picture. Because when you're in the moment, you do not understand every single thing that is happening. You don't. You can't, and you just won't ever. And that is so hard to understand, like I said. Like, I say it twice because it's so hard. But when you are in the future, when you are ahead of that, that is when you understand. Like the saying, hindsight is 20/20. When we look back, obviously certain things, certain decisions were no thinkers or no brainers, like a no-brainer, like nothing you have to think about. Pick that choice. But when you're in the moment, you only have certain tools. You only have certain tools that you have and that you can use. And in between those places that you don't know what to do or how you're going to do it is when you gain those skills that you can use for your next adventure. And that is really the choice of continuing and not giving up. And when it's hard, it's hard. There are tears. There are ugly tears. There are crying. There is sobbing. There is so much stress. There is times of depression. There are times of literally everything in between, from highs and lows. But you have to take them. You have to take them. Because when you keep rejecting, when you keep trying to be stubborn and block certain things that are coming your way, then you become stuck. You feel stuck. You feel like, what am I doing here? But that is when you have to accept the fact that you are here and that there's nothing you can do sometimes and that you just have to get through it. Because one of my teachers, like professors, told me that it is going to be so good because one, you're going to get through it, and second of all, it's going to end. When I read her email that said that, I was like, yeah, no duh. I know I'm going to get through this. I know, thank you. But right now it sucks really badly. But it doesn't. I am literally halfway. Like, this is like the 5-week mark of my internship. And I only have 5 more weeks. And it's kind of crazy because at the end of it, I have to like talk about what I did at my internship. I have to give like a presentation, like a poster presentation of like what I did at this job. And when one of like the things that I have to do this week is just complete like 3 more tasks. And these 3 tasks took me the past 4 or 5 months or weeks, probably about the past 4 weeks. And when I can look at this now, I'm like, oh, this will take me like a day or 2 max, 2 days max. And I'm like, all this struggling, all this hardship, now I can do this easily within a day. I don't know how much I'll be able to get done tomorrow, but the point is I can look at this and see how far I've come because he gives me like a list of instructions that I have to do. And I'm like, oh, I know how to forward think and do this stuff. And I'm like, oh my goodness. If you would have given me this piece of paper, or he did, and I didn't even know how to read it, and I wanted to give up so badly. I wanted to give up during week 1, or really during week 2, week 3, and week 4. I wanted to give up. But it was really during week 4 that I kind of gave in and like accepted it. But during week 2 and 3, I was so stubborn. I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I can't do this anymore. But I'm like 2-3 weeks later and I'm like, I did it. I'm doing it. And I want you to know that you can do the same. I really didn't know how I was going to do this. I'm not even going to lie. I'm not even going to fake it, because every single day I went in absolutely very much like, I can't do this. I don't like this. But the thing that kept me going was I had hope the first 3 weeks. Maybe I'll like it. And then the 4th week, it was more of acceptance of whether I like it or don't like it, I have to do it. And then this week, I've kind of found a routine. Knock on wood. But what I'm trying to say is just let go of the things you can't control, but hold on to the things that you can control. Not too tightly, but just enough that you can have some control in your life and you can figure out a routine and a balance and something that flows. It's going to take a while, but you're going to find it. It's going to be hard, but you will get through it. And it sucks to say that, because you might have been going through it for the past like 3 years. But the thing is, you've made it 3 years. And I'm so glad that you stuck with it. And that you didn't quit. And I saw this one TikTok that was like, I'm so thankful for the girl that I was who decided to stay with it, because now I'm here and it's Monday and I'm making brownies for my boyfriend. When I read that, I was like, oh my gosh, that is so true. Because there are so many times in life that we wanted to give up, and that we almost did give up, and that we did give up, but then we decided to come back. And it's those choices in between that help us move forward, that help us continue. And that is where, when we have to be stubborn in the right areas, we have to be stubborn enough to continue. And honestly, this sounds really naive, but you have to have hope. Hope and faith. But if you don't have faith, then just believe in yourself, self-belief. And that tomorrow might be a better day. And if it's not, maybe tomorrow. And when that feeling absolutely just dies and you're like, I can't do it anymore, just do it. Because you're going to be so thankful when you continued. Because what's harder than difficulties to bear and to hold and to have on to, or hold on to have, to remember, is regret. Regret stings more than failure. And when failure comes learning, but with regret comes heaviness, depending upon the level and like your situation, but put it in your context, you get what I'm saying. But just know this too shall pass. And you're going to look back on it and see how this has changed you for the better. And you're going to see that it did happen for a reason. And whether it's a reason we understand, or it's a reason that we, whether it's a reason that we understand or we don't understand, we have the opportunity to take a learning lesson away from it. Whether it's a good one or a bad one, or just, I feel like any lesson learned is a good one. And you just have to trust. And you just have to keep going. And sometimes give in, but never give up. Food for thought.